My supermodel mom and lawyer dad lived in a beautiful mansion with my sister Sophie when I came along. The minute Mom laid her eyes on me, she was obsessed. Oh my God, have you ever seen a baby this perfect? People did have some strange reactions when they saw me. Once, a friend of Mom's was visiting us, and she just wouldn't put me down. Oh, that dark hair and those green eyes, and that beautiful olive skin. Just let me have her. You can keep my daughter. Just then, her demon daughter came running straight at me to attack. But before she even got close, Sophie pounced on her. Then she kicked Mom's friend really hard, picked me up, and dashed out of the room. Sophie was the most amazing older sister and always had my back, even against our mom. See, Mom had retired, and she was just around me all the time, doing crazy things. When I was only 4, she had 10 women applying products to my hair and skin every day for hours. I'd sing nonstop to annoy them. Let me go, let me go. I'm one with the wind and sky. Just let her be, Mom. Why does she even need all this stuff? Oh, you wouldn't understand. You're quite plain and not pretty at all. But your sister's beauty is extraordinary. It must be taken care of. Her words seemed to make Sophie really sad, so I spat at her and slapped her hand away. Touch me again and I will end you. I threw such a big tantrum, Mom had to fire her. On my 5th birthday, my parents threw a huge party and got me a gorgeous cake. But as soon as I started eating some, Mom pulled the plate away. Sugar isn't good for your skin, sweetie. Here, eat a carrot. No, I want cake! Mom managed to snatch the plate away, but then I jumped onto the table and started stuffing chunks of cake in my mouth. Everyone was laughing as Mom came running and carried me off. Just then, a friend of hers approached us. He was a movie director, and he begged Mom to let him cast me in his next movie. My parents were only too happy to say yes, and the very next day we were packing up for a movie shoot in LA. But Mom, Olivia is starting school next week. Oh, school schmool. She can always join it when she's back. This is a chance we can't miss. Sophie was left behind with the nanny, and I was so excited to see her after 2 months. But next thing I knew, I was being whisked off to another project, and then another, and another. I never joined school, and my parents hired a tutor who traveled with us. I lived in this world of makeup, cameras, and strangers, and it was lonely. I just wanted a normal life. When I was 12, we were in Canada for a movie when I spotted some kids skating on a frozen lake from my hotel window. I ran off to join them, and seconds later, I heard a loud scream. I saw that a girl had fallen through a soft patch of ice, and she was drowning. I raced to her and jumped into the water. As I pulled her out, some people gathered around and rushed us inside the hotel lobby, and they were calling me a hero. I took off my wet coat and bent next to the girl, asking her if she was okay. She suddenly looked up at me with a disgusted face. Ew! Get away from me! What's wrong with your skin, you alien? Wow, was that her thank you? But then I looked down at my arms and I had purple scaly patches all over. What was happening? Suddenly, Mom came running in and dragged me away. And next thing I knew, we were flying back home to see the best skin doctor. He told us that I had a condition called psoriasis. It's a skin disease that happens because… Oh, shut up! Don't explain it to me, just fix it! But no matter how many doctors we went to, or what we tried, nothing seemed to work. Mom, I can't do it anymore. Can we please stop these treatments? They just make things worse. So this is how you want to be, huh? Fine, I give up. You're not the same girl I had. You're ugly to me now. Mom, are you crazy? Her condition isn't her fault, and she's still the same person. But from that day on, Mom started ignoring me completely and canceled all my movie deals. Well, I wasn't upset about that. I could be with Sophie now and even go to school. I didn't want anyone to find out about my condition, so I made sure to wear jeans and a full-sleeve t-shirt on the first day of 8th grade. But the welcome I got was something I wasn't expecting at all. Oh my God! You're Olivia, right? The movie star? Oh, you're even prettier in real life! OMG, I love you! I'd do anything to have your beautiful skin! If only they knew. But for now, my secret was safe, and I was surrounded by all these boys and girls wanting to be my friends. As they led me to the classroom, I suddenly heard a voice that sounded rather familiar. Well, well, look who's here. It's the Little Mermaid herself. Have you shown everyone your fish scales yet? It was that girl from the frozen lake. What are you talking about, Donna? I rushed to her and pulled her out of the classroom. Listen, can you please keep my condition to yourself? Why? Why should I do that for you? Because I'm asking you to. Why are you being this way after I helped you? Oh, so what? I'm supposed to be grateful? Somebody else would have helped me if you weren't around. And sure, I'll keep your little secret, as long as you do what I say. With that, she winked at me and walked back into the classroom. Why did this Donna have to be at my school, in my class? I knew she was just gonna make me miserable, and that she did. She was making me carry her stuff, dumping all of her homework on me, making me bring food for her at lunch. I always made sure to spit on it first, but I was getting really annoyed. Oh, thank you, Olivia. You're such a good friend, and so humble for a movie star. But then she went really overboard. One day in math class, the teacher announced a mental math quiz, and Donna instantly passed a note to me. Answer every question by saying, I'm a moron and I don't know anything. What? I'm not going to do this. She just shrugged and gave me an evil grin, and I knew my secret would be out as soon as class ended. The teacher started asking questions, and I was dreading my turn. Olivia, how many minutes are there in a month? I'm a moron and I don't know anything. What nonsense! Come on now, take a few seconds and tell me the answer. I'm a moron and I don't know anything. It's basic multiplication. You don't know how to multiply? I'm a moron and oh my God. You're just being cheeky with me, aren't you? Tell me, what is 2 times 2? I'm a moron and I don't know anything. The teacher immediately sent me to the principal, and Sophie was called in. I was given 2 weeks of detention, and Sophie was surprised at my behavior. As we walked out of the office, she asked, What's going on, Olivia? That's really not like you. I told her everything about Donna, and she was so mad. What a little jerk. Olivia, you can't keep doing everything she says. These other kids like you, and they're your friends. So what if they find out about your condition? Sophie, you won't understand, okay? I don't want anyone to know. The way Donna reacted when she saw me, and have you forgotten Mom? She can't even look at me anymore. You don't know what it's like being told you're ugly. I don't know what it's like? Olivia, that's all I ever heard growing up. I was the ugly sister and you were the beautiful one. Everyone made me feel it. And it did hurt, a lot. But I realized that I'm so much more than my skin and what I look like. And so are you. Anyone who tells you otherwise isn't worth being friends with. Wow, Sophie was so amazing and strong. And she was right. I couldn't let Donna hold this over me forever. So the next day, when she told me to get her lunch, I walked over with a plate of spaghetti and smashed it straight in her face. What do you think you're doing, witch? What? I just brought you lunch. Didn't anyone ever teach you to say thank you? She flew out of her chair and leapt at me. As I tried to push her off, suddenly a bunch of boys from class lifted her away. Donna, are you crazy? Don't you dare hurt Olivia. You could have scratched her perfect face. Perfect? Oh, this girl is far from perfect, and you'll soon find out. As she stormed off, I was left to wonder what she'd do next. And I didn't have to wait for too long. A few days later, this cute boy Colin from my class invited me to a party, and I happily accepted. We were having a really good time, and as he led me to the dance floor, suddenly Donna came flying out of nowhere, and she shoved him away. Colin, get away from her! She'll give you her disease. And with that, she suddenly pulled hard on my sleeve and ripped it right off. The people standing around us gasped. Just look at her arm. She's probably got fish scales all over. I just saved you from a freak. You're welcome. Colin stared at her in shock and then looked furious. Donna, you're a psycho. I already know about her condition, and so do the rest of her friends. She told us. This doesn't change anything for me. She's still amazing and 10 times prettier than you. As everyone stared at Donna in disgust, she started screaming, and Colin had her thrown out of his party. Well, Donna was an outcast now. No one in class wanted to talk to her, and I was trying to be more comfortable with myself and started wearing different clothes too. But one day I was out with Sophie when I had a really bad flare-up, and my skin started itching worse than ever. She took me to my skin doctor, and he gave me some cream to relieve it. Like I was telling your mother the other day, the best way to keep it under control is to get plenty of sunlight and— Wait, my mother was here the other day? Why, yes, of course. I mean, she has the same condition. Wait, what? When I went home with Sophie, I burst into the living room where Mom and Dad were sitting. Mom, you're such a liar. You made me feel so ashamed of my skin condition when you suffer from it yourself. What? How did you find out? I don't even want to look at you, Mom. Dad, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to the lawyer in you. I want a divorce from Mom. I don't want to be her daughter anymore. Olivia, please don't say that. I'm not ashamed of you. I hate myself for passing this on to you. You got it from me. I gave up modeling when I got psoriasis, but that was nothing compared to how bad I felt giving my condition to you. I just don't know how to deal with my guilt, but I should never have made you feel bad. Please, please forgive me. If only you'd shared it with me, Mom. I wouldn't have felt so alone and unloved. Baby, I love you more than I can say, but I was foolish and wrong. And I'm really, really sorry. It took me a while, but I eventually forgave Mom. I understood she'd treated me this way because of her own insecurities. But my true rock is Sophie, who always loved me unconditionally and made me realize my own worth.
Hi, I'm Lena. Before I tell you my story, please click like and subscribe. My mom used to be a supermodel, but after I was born, she gained weight, became a stay-at-home mom, and then Dad left us when I was 3. She'd just be weeping all day and stuffing her face with ice cream. Whenever I cried, she'd give me ice cream too. But as time went by, I was still eating like this while Mom got over her depression, lost those extra pounds, and jumped back into modeling. One day, I was imitating her poses in the mirror, and she came in laughing. Mommy, what's so funny? I'm gonna be a model one day, like you. Oh, poor baby. Why are you so dumb? Modeling isn't for everybody. We'll find something you're good at. But I doubt that. That was mean. But when she left, I sneaked out her high heels to practice my catwalk. And moments later, I broke one. I glued it on and put it back. Mom started going away for work, so she hired a nanny for me. Years passed and eating just became a way to cope with my feelings. Whenever I was sad or stressed, I'd just stuff my face. And by 8th grade, I was plus-sized. I was smart and got good grades, but everyone just mocked me over my weight. I even changed schools, but things didn't get better. Because here, I was invisible, and it felt awful. Until one day, Freya, the most popular girl, came and sat next to me. Hey, you're the new girl, right? Your hair is so pretty. She started sitting with me every day, and we became really good friends. Now, suddenly the boys were noticing me, but only 'cause they wanted to get close to Freya. I'd become the official delivery person for everything they wanted to give to her. So one day, when this cute boy Sheldon gave me flowers, I was shocked when he said they were for me. Was this some kind of prank? But he looked so sincere, and then he asked me out. The next few weeks, I was over the moon. But once when we were out for dinner, I suddenly felt the chair give away under me and I went crashing to the floor. I just wanted to disappear. But Sheldon totally went off on the management. My girlfriend could have gotten hurt. What are these chairs made of? Toothpicks? He then got us a huge free meal and we had a car picnic instead. I loved how he'd stood up for me. The next day, I went to the school gym looking for him, but I suddenly stopped when I heard Sheldon. Guys, how much longer do I have to date this baby elephant? Dude, the dare is for a month. I'm getting broke paying for all that food. And it's embarrassing being seen with a girl twice my size. I couldn't hear another word. Later, I went to Freya's house and cried my heart out over pizza. That day, I decided that if my weight was constantly getting in my way, I was gonna lose it. Summer break had started and I told Freya I was gonna be in Paris with Mom, but I was at home and my nanny helped me diet and exercise. And soon, I lost a lot of weight. When I went back to school, I could feel everyone's eyes and smiles on me. And suddenly, some boys from my class rushed forward to ask me my name. Wait, they didn't even recognize me? Just then I spotted Freya and I ran to hug her. Freya, I missed you so much. Lena? Is that you? Oh my God. What? When? How did you do this? She was so surprised but super proud of me. Just then, Sheldon came up to me looking dumbstruck. Wow, Lena, you look hotter than Wonder Woman. But tell me, babe, why wouldn't you text me back over the holidays? I missed you. All I wanted to do was slap him hard. But suddenly, I had a better idea. Oh, I was at a yoga retreat and we weren't allowed any cell phones there. But I really missed you too. Freya looked shocked, but I quickly pulled her away and whispered my plan, and that had her laughing. The next day, I planned a romantic date with Sheldon at a really fancy restaurant, and I was dressed to kill. When it was time to order, I was ready. Yes, I'll have all the appetizers. 3 lobsters, 4 steaks, 1 poached salmon, and well, you can bring us the entire dessert menu.
Lena, who's gonna eat all that food?
I will, of course. You know my appetite, babe. When the food arrived, I ate a few bites and asked the waiter to pack it. When he came with the bill, I picked up the food and was leaving. And Sheldon kinda lost it.
You're splitting the bill with me, right?
Nope. It's not cheap dating a baby elephant, you know. Also, it's time you paid for being a complete jerk. I threw a glass of juice at his face and walked out. I gave most of the food to some homeless people, and the rest I shared with Freya as I told her all about my date. Sheldon never came near me again, but my popularity in school soared overnight. I had more boys asking me out than I could count, and the party invitations were piling up. One day at lunch, I got a text message from a new number. It was this new Italian boy in the school that had all the girls drooling.
Come to my birthday party tonight, Bellissima. It's exclusively for hotties.
I went to the birthday party and there was a big screen showing a slideshow of Italian guys' baby pictures. Everyone was awing over them, but suddenly the screen went blank, and what started playing next left me shook. It was a YouTube channel called Fatty Eats the World, and there were videos of me. In one, I was looking really glum and stuffing my face with spaghetti, and in another, I was crying and eating pizza. Oh my God, what? There was only one person who could have made these. Just then, Freya stepped up from behind the screen. Hey, Italian guy. That girl you're talking to, Lena, that's her. See how she looks like a sad sack of potatoes? I don't know what surgery she had to lose the weight, but just remember, it's only a matter of time till she'll be upset over something, and she'll be sobbing and eating like a whale again. Sure, you can handle this? I stared at her in shock as everyone stared at me. All I wanted to do was run and hide inside a cake, but I wasn't gonna do that. I marched up to her and pulled out the projector plug. Freya, are you a psycho? You've been recording me anytime I've poured my heart out and set up a freaking YouTube channel? What kind of friend does that? Seriously? You never wondered why someone like me became friends with you? I just needed a smart girl to help me with my studies. Also, I looked even better next to you. And you should be thanking me for the channel. You were invisible before I noticed you, and now you go around acting like you're better than me. Are you so insecure that you need a fat friend around to make you feel good about yourself? You're a pathetic, evil jerk. And that fat friend, it's not gonna be me anymore. I pushed her and she went flying into the Italian guy's birthday cake. She screamed and he screamed and I stormed out. I was heartbroken by Freya's betrayal and I didn't go to school for the next few days. But one day when the doorbell rang, I was thrilled to see Mom was back. Am I in the wrong house or… Holy cow! Lena? Is that you? Of course it's me, Mom. How do I look? I think… I don't like you this way. I liked my cute, chubby girl more. Come on, let's get her back. I'll order pizzas. You'll eat a large one, right? Mom, no. How can you say that? I thought you'd be so happy. And you know, I can even try modeling now. What? No, forget it. I've said this before. Modeling isn't for you. I couldn't really understand Mom's reaction. Why didn't she want me to be a model? She noticed that I wasn't going to school and I told her about the stupid party. When I showed Mom the horrible YouTube channel, she actually started laughing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but it's kind of funny in a cute way. And suddenly, I was raging mad. You think it's funny that my best friend recorded the saddest moments of my life and put them up on YouTube for everyone to see? Do you think this is a funny, cute joke? Mom, I had an eating disorder, and you know whose fault that is? Yours. She leapt up like she'd been electrocuted. Hey,
Watch it. I've worked really hard to give you a good life and…
Mom, you worked really hard for you and left me to literally eat my feelings. Do you have any idea how tough my life's been? And now that I've worked so hard and finally feel good, you're not even happy for me. Gosh, you're the worst. I shut myself up in my room and decided I had to deal with Freya on my own. I made a video about my emotional eating problem and how my videos had been uploaded without my consent. I posted it and it went viral. So many people reported the channel, it was immediately taken down. Lots of people even commented that I should sue Freya. And the next day, her parents were at my door begging me to forgive her. She'll do anything. We'll change her school and she'll never bother you again. Go on, Freya. Say that you're very, very sorry. Well, she did, and I never saw her again. I went back to school, but I stopped going to the parties and hanging out with all those shallow people who didn't even see me before I lost the weight. One day, I took Mom's address book and copied some fashion agency numbers. I contacted a few and waited patiently for some response. One day, a suited man came to our house, and it turned out to be Mom's first modeling agent. Oh, it's been so long since we did a project together. I'm so happy to see you here.
Oh, yes, but right now I'm here to meet your daughter, Lena. She sent in her audition tape, and I think she could be the next big thing. You must be so proud of her.
I was ecstatic, but Mom turned pale. She pulled me aside. How dare you do this to me? You lost weight just to show me that I'm outdated and irrelevant, and you can be better than me? I pushed her hand away angrily. So that's what your problem is? God, you're more insecure than Freya. My weight loss isn't about you. It's about me taking control of my life. I signed the contract for that project in front of her eyes, and it went really well. Other projects started rolling in, and I was making really good money. Soon after, I entered a national modeling contest, and I won. I stepped onto the stage for my winner's speech. To all the young girls out there, I just want to say, don't let anyone or anything get in the way of your dreams. People have a way of pushing you down and making you feel worthless, but you should know your own value and power. You can achieve anything you set your heart to. Just believe in yourself.